Namo Buddhaya. It's challenging for me to say something in front of the well-versed and well-read people like you. But I accept you like novice, you don't know about Sarnath. So, I invite you to understand the importance of Sarnath. So, welcome to the land of enlightened one. Sarnath. Sarnath, Saranganath, Ishipattan, Rishipattan, Mahasat Bihar. Several names we have for this important place. This is the place where Buddha, the light of Asia, preached his first sermon. This is the place where he founded his Sangha with 60 monks. This is the place where he turned the wheel of law in motion. This is the place where he did Dhamma Chakra Pavattan, Dharma Chakra Pravartan. And of course, this is the place where we have the most important, most prestigious, most precious thing of this country, our national emblem of India. 4 lions, or I should say lion capital, this is the national emblem of the country. So friends, you can imagine the importance of this place, because people from different countries, from Buddhist countries, they wish to come to Sarnath, they wish to touch this land, and first and foremost destination of the Buddhists, when they come to India, they like to come to Sarnath. It's not possible to show you Sarnath within 30 minutes or 40 minutes. But let me start. Whenever you will tell me to stop, I will stop my lecture. No doubt. First of all, I wish to take you to a temple dedicated to Shakyamuni, Mahabeshas, Mahakarudik, Gautam Buddha. By several names we address him. As Ashwini told you, Siddhartha Gautama. But when he attained enlightenment, we use the qualifying name, adjective, Buddha. When he attained knowledge, and we added adjective and we named him Buddha. He was called Siddhartha Gautama. You know, Mother Mahamaya passed away after 7 days, and Mausi ji, Prajapati Gautami, brought up the child. So that's why he was called Siddhartha Gautama. When he attained knowledge, now we called him Buddha. So, I will take you to the temple. You have to remove your shoes. Please come inside. I will give you a few minutes to see the frescoes, and then I will show you the frescoes and tell you the life history of Buddha. Well, Buddha, the light of Asia, was born around 563 BC, some 2500 years back. And his father was a king of a small kingdom, Kapilvastu. There are so many legends and historical facts interwoven with the life of Buddha. We have to accept all these legends. So a legend tells Mahamaya, mother of Buddha, saw a dream of white elephant one day. A white elephant entered her home. So astrologers were invited, and they made prophecy. Either he would be, the Mahamaya is pregnant now, she will give birth to a son. And after 9 months, she wanted to go to her parents' house, Devada. That part was in the Nepal. So while going to Devada, in the forest of Romini De Grove, she gave birth to his son. And son was named Siddhartha. Literal meaning of Siddhartha, you know, who has accomplished the desire of life. Siddhartha. He was named Siddhartha. They were very happy. One day, astrologer was invited, a rishi, a holy man, an ascetic came to the court and he saw the prince, and he made prophecy again. He predicted either he would be a great monarch or universal monarch, or he can be a recluse, a holy man, and he will renounce the worldly life. Maharaja was worried, oh, my son would be an ascetic, or he will renounce the worldly life. No, he must be my successor, a worthy successor. So he kept all the sights away which could create dispassion towards the worldly life. And he did not know the sufferings of life. Young girls were employed in the service of Siddhartha. Magicians, young boys were deployed. He had very comfortable and luxurious life. But since beginning, he was of meditative nature. He used to sit under the trees. When other princes were involved in other activities, but he used to sit under the trees and he used to sit in meditation. At very early age, when he was hardly 16 years old, he was married to Yashodhara, a beautiful lady from Kolia's family. His father wanted to trap him. He did not allow him to go to become a sannyasi. So he had that kind of ambience. He decided to go for an excursion in the kingdom with his friend charioteer Channa. So one day when he was doing for an excursion, he saw an old man, a sick man, a dead body, followed by a holy man, a smile on his body, healthy, cheerful mind. So Siddhartha asked his friend Channa who that man is. He has a smile, he is in saffron clothes. All these questions he asked. And his friend tried his best to give answers to the question. But he was not satisfied. And now he decided to lead the worldly life. He wanted to go to the forest for meditation. When Yashodhara and son Rahul, all maid servants were taking rest. At night, he took his horse Kantaka, accompanied his Sarathi Channa, and he renounced the worldly life. Friends, you know, this is called Mahabhiniskraman. He did Mahabhiniskraman at the age of 29. And he went to Uruvela forest. He spent some 6 years there. 5 people from his kingdom, Baddiya, Bappa, Kundinya, Asjit, Mahanam, all were accompanying him. They were doing ascetic practices. He followed the traditional path. He went to many gurus. He tried to learn, but he was not satisfied. He followed the traditional path. He was fasting. He did not eat anything for many days. He became very, very weak. You can see the frescoes. I did not mention. The frescoes were sketched by Japanese painter Kosetsu Nosu. In 1932, Mahabodhi Society of India invited those artists, and Kosetsu Nosu was leading with other artists, and he depicted the life history of Buddha on the interior walls of the temple. So you can see the frescoes. Buddha looks, Siddhartha Gautama looks very, very weak. You can count the ribs because he did ascetic practices. One day a lady came to the banyan tree. She wanted to worship banyan tree, and she saw a holy man, a monk is sitting under the tree. She offered him rice pudding, and Siddhartha Gautama took rice pudding. After a short while, he decided to eat rice pudding, and then he took rice pudding. And now he realized his follies. realized his mistakes, because he had very comfortable life, very luxurious life, he had already witnessed. Now he was doing practices of the self-mortification, recluses, ascetic practices, torturing himself. He was fasting. So he realized his mistake. Oh, I was on wrong path. That was extreme, and this is also extreme. I must have followed the middle path, Madhya Marg. And then he started eating, sleeping in moderation. Moderate life he passed. Now, he became quite healthy. When you see, he changed the tree from banyan tree, just you imagine, because you have been in the temples hundreds of times, so you can see the banyan tree, you can see the ficus religiosa tree. So he came under religiosa tree in the deep meditation on full moon day of Vaishak. Vaishak Purnima, we celebrate Buddha Jayanti. So on full moon day of Vaishak, he attained knowledge. He witnessed the Mother Earth. He entered the blissful state of Nirvana. He became Prabudh, desirelessness, Samyak Sambuddh. And then he decided to dedicate his life to the human beings, to the mankind, and then he continued to preach people from all walks of life, high, low, rich, poor, all they loved him, respected him. Here is a man who says, no one is Brahmin by caste, no one is Shudra by caste. By virtue you can be superior to others, no doubt. But he rebelled against this discrimination. And after attaining enlightenment first, when he attained enlightenment at Bodh Gaya, he spent some 7 weeks there. After that, he came to Sarnath, and on full moon day of Ashad Purnima, recently we celebrated Ashad Purnima, Dhammachak Pavatan Divas. On Ashad Purnima, he came to Sarnath, where his 5 friends were living. When he took rice pudding from the hands of that lady, those 5 friends, erstwhile companions, they misunderstood him and they came to Sarnath, Kashi, the ancient seat of learning. They decided to come and they were living here. So first, when Siddhartha became Buddha, when he attained knowledge, he decided to preach or to tell about his achievement. And first he preached his first sermon here at Sarnath. One thing more I must inform you. When we celebrate Buddha Jayanti, so that's not ordinary festival of Buddhist. That is Trividh Pavan Parva. For 3 reasons, that day is very important. The day he was born, that was Vaishak Purnima. On full moon day of Vaishak, he was born. The day he attained enlightenment was full moon day. And at the age of 80, because for 45 years, village to village, town to town, he spread his message. I inform you, with 60 monks he founded his Sangh, and his followers were sent to the different directions to spread Buddha's message. So now he was 80 years old and he became sick. There are several controversial stories. Anyhow, he got diarrhea. It was the month of May, Vaishak Purnima. Vaishak falls in the month of May. So in summer he got diarrhea and he became very sick and he passed away. I should not say passed away. He attained Mahaparinirvana, great demise. And you see, there are several frescoes. I should not mention those frescoes. It may take time. I wish to take you to show you a holy tree. Please take your shoes and follow me. I will take you to the campus of Bodhi tree. At Sarnath we have Bodhi tree. peepal tree, ficus tree. That's very important tree. When the temple was inaugurated on 11th November 1931, the founder of Mahabodh Society, Venerable Anagarik Dhampalji, you know Dhampalji, the credit goes to Dhampalji for the revival of this Buddhism here in India. He was the great revivalist of Buddhism in India. So he brought some saplings from Anuradhapura. Anuradhapura, you know, in Sri Lanka. When Ashoka the Great started spreading the message of Buddha, he sent his daughters Sanghamitta and son Mahendra to Anuradhapura. And Ashoka's daughters took some branches of the original tree from Bodh Gaya, took some saplings and planted at Anuradhapura. When in 1931 the temple was completed, inaugurated, very next day, on 12th November 1931, Anagarik Dhampalji brought some saplings from Anuradhapura, from Sri Lanka, and planted there. So the tree is some 92-93 years old, but we pay respect to the tree and we call it Bodhi tree, because Buddha attained Bodhi under the tree. And some people do some rituals, rites. We have included many things. They circumambulate the tree, they move the chakra wheel, they do some light incense. On the tablet, have you seen the plaques around the tree? There are some 12-14 plaques, and people from Buddhist countries, they have translated the first sermon of Buddha and inscribed there. So people from different countries, you will find the English version also. They have inscribed the message of Buddha there, the first sermon there. One tablet is there, one sutta is there. You should learn that sutta. Very, very, very important sutta, that one, very impressive too. Sabba papasya akarnam kuslasya upasampada sachitra pariyodapanam etam buddhanusasanam. Suppose you haven't got opportunity to learn many books, suppose you don't know Buddhism, at least if you learnt one sutta, one verse, it means you have learned something. Abstinence from all evils, sabba papasya akarnam. Abstinence from all evils. Fulfillment of all good. Sachitra pariyodapanam. And purification of mind. Sabba papasya akarnam. Kuslasya upasampada. You have to perform good. And you have to abstinence from evils, and you have to purify your mind. This is the teaching of Buddha. You see, around the tree there are 27 images, and we have different names. Scholars believe that already 27 people had attained enlightenment, so they all are Buddhas. Apart from this Buddha who was born in 563 BC, these 27 people had already attained enlightenment. So they are Buddhas. One thing I forgot to inform you, that in the temple we have preserved the relics of Buddha. Though we do not expose the relics every day, on the occasion of festival like Vaishak Purnima, Ashad Purnima, or some other occasions we expose those relics. But those relics were brought from South India. When people did excavation in Guntur district and Nagarjun Konda area, when they got Buddha's relics, they handed over to Government of India, and credit goes to Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru ji. And anyhow, the Mahabodh Society managed to get those relics. So under the image, we have preserved the relics of Buddha. And people come from different countries on these occasions, they offer prayer. Friends, Buddha says there is dukkha, suffering. He says dukkha samudaya, cause of suffering. He says cessation of suffering, dukkha nirodha, and he says dukkha nirodhagami pratipada. Dukkha is there, birth is dukkha, death is dukkha, sickness is dukkha, detachment from lovable thing is dukkha. Dukkha is, suffering is inherent. But at the same time he says dukkha samudaya, there is cause of dukkha. Nothing is produced without cause or condition. There are 12 constituents of wheel of becoming. He says cause, everything is relative, interdependent. And he says cessation of suffering. You can get rid of your suffering, but how will you get rid of your sufferings? You have to follow eightfold path. As Arpana told you about this eightfold path, gradually you practice and you will achieve your goal. Buddha says you should not tighten the string of your playing instrument veena too much. Neither you keep it this string very loose. If you tighten, you will break the string. If you keep it very loose, it will not be melodious. So one should follow the middle path, madhya marg, and this middle path is the best way to have happy and successful life. What is time now? 9:11. So one day you invite me, I will take you to the Kandahar, to the ruins under Archaeological Survey of India. In that territory I will deliver my lecture. One day I will take you to the museum. Just I introduced you. Like this we have to learn at least some sutta, Ashtangic Marg, Four Noble Truth, and basic things, Madhya Marg, all these we have to learn to be a good guide. Thank you very much.